I am getting crushed under this avalanche of orbs, guys. Yes, in your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update, we are talking about Karnak, Crystal. What is the real best defensive war team? And yeah, we're talking about the next 3 weeks of blitzes and so much more. All of that coming up. And if you're ready for it, let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel, and it is your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. Myself with Khasino, and yeah, there's not gonna be us in the video this week because the next 2 weeks I am out of town. And Khasino, thank you for joining me, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. What's going on?
Woo, we got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff happened. But most of the people, I'm assuming, out of town. We got this Orb Avalanche that I'm going to definitely be talking about. We got some news dropping on Karnak and Crystal. We know the next 3 weeks of blitzes, guys, very valuable for planning out how to use your resources. We're going to talk about the real best team for war defense and so much more. What do you want to start with? Happy holidays. Let me start with that. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to everybody out there.
I'll second that. Happy holidays to everyone. Yes. I actually have basically no holiday plans. I'm just going to be making YouTube videos and streaming. Actually, that's not true. I'm doing a little something for the holidays. I'm actually kicking off 12 days of YouTube, where I'm going to do a YouTube video upload every day for 12 days straight and see how it goes.
Nice. It went well last year, so hopefully this year goes even better because the channel has grown since then. So make sure you guys check those out, guys. The link to his channel is down below. But let's talk about this Sif Blitz. We're actually recording this on a Sunday night. Sif Blitz just ended. And what are your thoughts on this Blitz? How crazy were these scores? Higher than you thought, lower than you thought? And yeah, what's going on?
Well, they were actually pretty spot on. I mean, our predictions pretty much nailed them, so that's good. I always like when we're spot on with the predictions. But I would say surprisingly high. I believe prior to this, the highest we'd ever seen for top 2,000 was, I forget if it was 13.1 or 13.3 mil, but it was somewhere in there. And this was like 14.1 or 14.2, something like that for top 2,000. So this was easily the highest scores we've ever seen, and I wasn't sure.
Black Bolt. Thank you, Black Bolt, for that. I appreciate that during the holidays. Right.
Yeah, I think Black Bolt made Sif's stock go up, but also we'll talk about the Asgardians more in a bit. But yeah, that team just continues to impress. So she is a strong component of it. So.
We talked about some firsthand thoughts with Sif last week. You've had an extra week to be using this full Asgardian team. What are your thoughts on this team? We're gonna get to them on defense and war because that's where they're made for. But what are your thoughts on this team? Using them, playing with them as an offensive team.
They're very solid. When you say an offensive team, I assume you mean like for other game
Blitz,
modes. Like
I don't know if you're using them in Ultimus, if they're strong enough for Ultimus 7 yet, but any other game modes you've been playing them on, I primarily use them on Blitz.
So yeah, I mean I use them on Blitz, and they can auto win most matches in 8-3. So they're just super solid in that regard.
I just press auto button when the Asgardians are on my offense because
they pretty much smoke everything. Yeah, so they do great there. I wouldn't really recommend them for arena offense. And then so for raid, interestingly, I've been working on the new top 5 teams tier list infographic, which is mostly done. And there actually is an Asgardian hybrid. It's got 3 Asgardian members on the team. But
I'm assuming it's the ones that the 3, the brothers and sisters, the siblings.
Yeah, it would be the siblings. That's correct.
Okay.
So yeah, they do all right. Not as a full squad, just because they don't have much cleanse and they don't have defense up. So they need a couple people kind of pinch hitting, and even then they're not the ideal raid team. But you know, again, the fact that they're able to make the top 5 means they're certainly up there.
Are they better than Wakanda?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That is the question. That's kind of the standard. If they're better than that premier raid team, then they have to be pretty good.
You could say that, but I mean, AIM is way better than them as well. Interestingly though, the best Asgardian hybrid raid team that we've come up with so far has a Wakandan on it.
Oh, so, I bet I could guess which Wakandan. If I
try
hard enough,
three quarters of the team.
Guess.
Yeah, you could probably figure it out.
Yeah. I try hard enough. So is that a video that is coming up on your channel during these 12 days?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a video for that or just the infographic, but sometimes I make a video because I have all the infographics, and since the others are done, I might. We'll see.
All right, another plug for you guys. The links will be down below for his stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, it will be up there sometime. Now let's talk about these Asgardians and what they were meant for. War D. Man, I have been having a lot of trouble with these Asgardians. I have yet to figure these guys out. I've been trying punching down, punching up, and it's been rough matchups every single time. What is your experience with these Asgardians on war defense?
So I just continue to be impressed by them, and there's currently two debates raging. The first is, are the Asgardians the #1 or the #2 war defense?
I have my opinion.
Well, we'll talk about it. But so we're trying to figure out, are they better than the Coulson war defense? You know, which one should get your X-Men priority to take them out? And then the other debate is, who is the ideal first kill target? For a while, I've been assuming it's Hela, and people are starting to say they're having more better results attacking Thor first and just trying to kill him before his passive goes off, because as soon as his passive goes off, he'll ult right after.
That's true.
People are trying to cut the damage out by going for Thor. So it was always kill Hela than Thor. It might actually be better kill Thor than Hela. We're still,
even with that extra Greg.
Right.
Yeah,
it might,
Thor's. I could see that. I could see that. I wish there was some kind of mode that we could try out. Actually, war defense, placing people on defense and getting some of these bonuses, so we could actually test a bunch of teams out instead of waiting for live wars. Like, oh, will this work? And then, oh, I just lost an attack.
Oh, you mean like a test server?
That would be so awesome if something like that were ever around. It would be so cool. Just
or updated for the most recent patch.
Or even like a sandbox mode just for everybody, not just limited to certain players that have access to the test server. Everybody, just having a mode that you could go in and test things out. Because right now, I think not only they're a tough team, but we don't have a lot of experience with them, and they're hard. I haven't figured them out.
Well, again, I mean, we know it's either kill Hela than Thor, or kill Thor than Hela, and we have figured out a few teams that work against them, but this week, the most interesting update for me was a surprise team that does not work against them that I thought would have no trouble.
AIM?
No, AIM does pretty well against them.
I have not used AIM correctly then, because my AIM did poorly against Asgard.
What was the power like?
I was punching down, but a lot of it was Scientist Supreme, so maybe that's... And they took out Scientist Supreme first, so...
Okay, so if they take out... Well, are you basing this on like one attempt?
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a lot of attempts in war. You get just a couple different attempts.
So fortunately, my alliance, we do 2 wars where we try really hard to win, and then a 3rd war each week we just kind of take off. So I get 1 war each week where I just get to screw around, and even if I win, back out and try again.
All right, so you obviously have more experience against these guys than me. What
a little bit, but So yeah, the Asgardian, or rather, so here's all the teams that we found are actually able to take them on. So AIM can beat them. So far, it looks like AIM is good for small punch-ups and pretty safe for a punch across. Again, if they focus out Scientist Supreme first, that's unfortunate, but pretty much anyone else, you're okay, because they kind of thrive on the debuffs. So when the debuffs get spread to the whole team, you're usually pretty okay to just flip them.
Yeah.
And then, you're nerfing their damage and stuff. Fantastic Four does pretty well against them. It's not super reliable. It depends on who they go after, because Loki just kind of targets whoever he wants. So every once in a while, if they kill Johnny too early or if they kill Sue too early, you can get screwed. But Fantastic Four does pretty well just because that Namor ult is...
I've punched down with Fantastic Four against Asgard. I haven't tried a punch up or punch across, though.
I've been able to punch up on them. But
I just haven't seen a good matchup with the power levels matching to try one,
Right.
I need more data. I need more wars to experiment.
Yeah, and there aren't that many super strong Asgardian war defenses out there right now, and we're struggling against the moderately powered ones.
Yeah.
But so Fantastic Four do okay, and then obviously X-Men just smash them because X-Men just smash everyone.
Yeah, but then there's your question, like you mentioned before: use X-Men on Shield or you use them on Asgard right now? And
so
that's the big decision, I think.
I think I have the answer now. It's not a practical answer, like it's more of a in theory answer because most people's roster doesn't support this. But so as you know, my strongest team is my Supernatural team. I went really hard on the Supernatural team just because I like them and I wanted to see really what they could do. And so I'd been thinking for a while that Supernatural would be a good answer to the Asgardians. They've got the heal block that Mordo can do for 2 turns right up front.
It makes sense.
Get rid of the Gregs. Yeah, you've got the Winds of Watum, so you can take away all their positive effects and stuff. And then, I figured Elsa will counter like the Loki summons with their evades and they do good damage. But I tried a 50k punch down with my Supernatural and Asgard in an easy room, just in the barracks. No engineering, no security. Oh, I got wrecked 3 times in a row. I backed out and tried again, backed out and tried it again.
You're like one of those memes that you create on your channel. Look at this guy. He attempted it 3 times with this.
Well, to be fair, I was that guy, but I was intentionally doing it to test. But I
know. I just gotta.
It was awful, but yeah. If I'd done it in a try-hard war, I would be that guy. But so I thought going in, I was like, well, it's a 50k punch down, so I'll probably win. But then we won't really learn much from it, right? I was like, maybe if they just absolutely smash them, then it'll be pretty obvious they can take them on. I was not expecting to lose. I was like, I'll win and no one will be impressed because it's a 50k punch down. When I lost 3 times in a row, I was like, well, that's different.
That's interesting because on paper it does make sense that they would do pretty well against that team, but this is why testing things need to be done. Like,
now to be fair, I went after Hela instead of Thor.
See, but that makes sense though. That's logical, but maybe Thor is the answer, Like you're saying.
I would like to try to go after Thor, but even then, like I could just tell from like the amount of damage that was flying around, it'd be tricky. I'd like to try it by going after Thor, but I'm not sure. Supernatural.
It's like no good option. You go after Hela and you got Thor with his AoE, or you kill Thor and there's an extra Greg on the field, giving everybody more speed when they die, or taking away speed bar, giving everybody more health when they die each time. So
it's more that with Supernatural you have to control the Hela. Like I was finding, like you'd think like, oh, you just open up with the Mordo ult, but we were just getting smashed anytime I didn't stun Hela. She was just spreading that defense down from Loki to the whole team with a big potent AoE, and everyone was just getting mauled. Like even with the revives, people are just dropping. So it might, like my what I took away from that fight was, even if I could have potentially won, it would have been way too close for a 50k punch down. Now that said, Supernatural punches across on Coulson teams pretty effectively. If they're even in power, Supernatural can take Coulson teams. So again, this isn't practical for most people, but I think once all the rosters are all the way built up, I think what we're looking at is Supernatural into Coulson, X-Men into Asgardians.
Okay, and what about Brotherhood? Because there's kind of an argument now to maybe take the Marauders off of War D because the AI doesn't use Sinister properly all the time. So maybe putting Brotherhood back in and using them against having an extra attacker against Coulson, maybe.
Well, so I don't think that's the way to go. So I was a big proponent of saying like, the Marauder defense is not great. But
it can be if Sinister clones the right target, but if he clones the wrong target, it's easy.
So here's the thing, I had been running not a full Marauder defense. I had like a Marauder Ultron team that was doing well. Okay. But one of my alliance mates was like, hey, I'm telling you, my Marauders have been doing well every war. Just trust me, put your Marauders back on defense and just see how it goes. And so I did it for that war, and I got like 3 war defenses off of them. So I was like, all right, I'm going to let this ride and see what happens. And every war since then, they've done great on defense. I don't know what changed with their coding or what.
You're getting some good RNG from Sinister, I think, because that team would actually destroy you if he picks the right opponent to clone every single time. But more often than not, he doesn't. But yeah, it can be very good.
So the 5th that I have is Merc Riot Guard, and then just the 4 Marauders, and they've been doing great. They've been getting me multiple war defenses each and every war. And then for Brotherhood, since you've dropped Sabretooth and Mystique, I've been replacing them with Miles and Venom. And the Miles Venom version of Brotherhood can just repeatedly beat BKT teams. So...
yeah, you know what? I've been using Carnage and Venom. I might try that Miles. I like that disrupted and screwing with the speed bar of everybody. That might be more valuable.
So what we're doing there is Miles is rewinding Groot, who's still blind, and he's extending the blind for a turn by rewinding it. And then
Venom that is sneaky on Groot. I like that.
And then Venom spreading it. Venom spreads it to everyone since they're all bunched up. So. They end up all blind for 3 full
That
turns.
sounds like a fun team. I gotta switch out Carnage. I think I gotta do it. That sounds fun.
Well, that and if you're missing one of the Asgardians, Carnage is an amazing, 5th Asgardian.
Oh, for the Hela, to take advantage of the Hela ult.
Yeah, because Loki will go, and then Carnage will go before Hela, and he will nuke whoever has defense down and taunt up, and then Hela will spread all that.
Yeah, she works very well on a debuff team because of that ult of hers, but the Asgardians I think are stronger, so you get to pick and choose what you want to do with Hela if you don't have all the full Asgardians out there, so which is cool. She works on many different teams.
Yeah, so she is part of my top arena team right now, both offense and
Hela.
Defense. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, with the Vision Hela combo, Vision goes just before her and ability blocks someone, and then Hela spreads it, and you first turn ability block the entire enemy team.
Man,
Ultron can't summon, Sinister can't clone. You're shafting everybody.
I've been scared to use her because of the low gold stars, but that sounds like fun too. Those combos that you can do with Hela is just nice. Plus, you're going 6 on 5 right from the beginning. You're getting a little advantage because of our boy Greg.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised. They waste some big attacks. Like Ultron will ult Greg pretty often.
And just screwing up their speed bar, all of them.
Yep.
That sounds fun too. I might switch it out for fun. All right, so out on War D, final verdict. What is your pick? I know my pick is Asgardians. What is your pick? Asgardians or Shield?
Well, so I'm just looking at how many teams can beat them. Let's say at even power, even though we're looking for punch up.
Okay.
If Asgard is vulnerable at even power to AIM, X-Men, and sometimes Fantastic Four, and Coulson is vulnerable to and obviously X-Men, just Supernatural, sometimes Fantastic Four, and even Supernatural is
Brotherhood could punch across against Coulson.
Yeah, Brotherhood. They're both vulnerable to X-Men, so they're about the same for me.
Even, okay.
Yeah, I think it's but because Supernatural is rarer, I think I still give the nod to Coulson. But it's
all right. Well, your logic makes sense. I think personally for me, the way I have my teams built, which is strong, which is not strong, I would have to go as Guardians. But logically that makes sense.
I mean, they're both. It could be Asgardians. They're neck and neck. I'll say this, Asgardians, just because of the nature of the way their team works, I think they handle being attacked over and over and over very well with the Gregs.
That's one thing, because if you miss an attack, and with that healing that they got there, you might be going into the next battle with them almost at full health, which is
very good.
Not fun. Not fun. All right.
Yeah, and I think Thor keeps his charges too.
Oh, yeah, he clears it when he does his AoE. So unless there's something else in the code, he should. It doesn't say anything about it being cleared, as far as I remember. So.
But either way, I mean, they're either the best or the second best. They're pretty nuts.
They're 1 and 2. There's no doubt they're 1 and 2. What order? It might be a personal preference between people, but they are 1 and 2 on War D. So that is what the verdict is. Marauders milestone. We got compensated for that. It was I don't know, it's more of a not feeling good type of thing with that issue with that of not giving the retroactive rewards for the previous gearing. But what do you think of the compensation that we got for that? Do you think that was fair? Do you think it was needed?
I mean, it was just a nice gesture. The more important part of the compensation for me was acknowledgement. They're we realize what we've done to make people feel that way. We didn't want people to feel like they were punished for investing in these characters early.
Yeah.
You shouldn't ever feel punished for that.
Agreed.
So yeah, they understood why it came across poorly, which was always the whole thing, was like, you just there was no reason to make this look so bad. It wasn't that people were getting screwed out of really, really good rewards or anything. It was just not a good look.
Yeah, it's more of a PR thing. I like what you said though. It was nice that they acknowledged this. Because for me, just saying that would have been enough. But I'm glad that they gave out whatever they gave out. So I would have been.
So I actually want to kind of piggyback off that. We didn't put this in the rundown, but I do want to bring it up. You know me, Fox Next Shill over here, never missing an opportunity.
What, No.
Occasionally. Never missing an opportunity to give them a pat on the back, but I have actually been very happy with them lately. So first, their communication has been much better, right? Like, they identified an issue with Heimdall. They took it down almost immediately. They were immediately in communication with us to let us know what happened. They detected an issue with Black Bolt before he's even released, and they're communicating with us on that. And so with the Heimdall thing, everyone was wondering, like, are the rewards gonna, like, is the event gonna run for as long as it would have? Not only do they give us an extra Heimdall calendar, they extended it. Instead of 14 days, now it's 21 days. Yeah. So they overcompensated for their screw up, which is what they should always do, by the way, which is when they make a mistake, it should be better for us.
I like it. There's a lot of mistakes in the game, but they do at least make it equal. Sometimes they go above and beyond with their compensation. So yeah, if you're gonna keep doing that, Fox Next, make the mistakes. It's cool.
I think they're getting it. Their communication's been better. Their compensation has been better, and what we're about to talk about next, the Orb Avalanche milestones. I think that might be their best milestones they've ever done. So I think they're starting to get it. They're starting to be, more crowd pleasing, which is definitely a good move for them.
It is. So. Well, you mentioned them. Let's talk about them. These Orb Avalanche milestones. Oh my goodness! You mentioned this. Possibly the best milestone rewards that you've seen. What I'm seeing in there, I see Quake shards, Hawkeye shards, Captain America shards, Black Panther. Really, really good characters for newer players. Then we got some Red Star promotions. We got some supernatural characters in there. We got Brotherhood. I see some Fantastic Four shards, which are a lot more rare than some of these other ones. Some X-Men shards, Colossus, Phoenix, Red Star promotion credits. I mean, just some unique orange gear. There's a lot of stuff in here, guys. And I know I've been hoarding orbs for months now, and not really in anticipation for this, but just I don't know what to spend it on. So this is the perfect thing to spend it on. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah, this was a great event. The rewards are really, really good. If anyone's wondering, you need to score to max it out, which you should not assume you're going to max it out. Those things are usually geared towards people who've been saving up or people who plan on spending. But to max it out completely, you would need 522 points per day. And I've hoarded almost nothing. I think I held on to like a handful of Red Star orbs for Black Bolt. But I've held on to absolutely nothing. And I'm probably close to like 300 points right now. Okay. And probably gonna get a few more before the day's over. And they did it like the day new Orb Blitzes launch.
Okay, so you're doing pretty good. Nice.
No. So I was saying, like, you need to average like 522 a day.
But you have 300 and you've done nothing, you said, right?
Right. Right. So I'm
if
coming close.
If you were pushing, you would get more.
Yeah, if I was trying to spend or if I'd been saving anything. And a lot of people have been saving something somewhere. Yeah, it's pretty good. And I mean, some of the top rewards, like a 5 Red Star Namor. I think you get a full Elite 4. I'm really excited for the Coulson and Captain Marvel shards. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Oh, and so many of the orange mini uniques. So I will only say this. I hate to be like, oh, this is all so wonderful, and then be like, there could be a dark side to this.
What is the dark side? Let's hear about the dark side, young one.
Oh, we shall. So we know that Fox Next does not appreciate people who hoard orbs because it makes it difficult for them to plan certain events and stuff. And so I'm always a little bit cynical and a little bit suspicious whenever there's really good rewards for opening a bunch of orbs. That says to me, like, oh, something may be coming after this where we'll wish we had the orbs.
Something's always coming after this. You're probably right, but
I wonder if they're trying to incentivize us, like, no, go ahead and open all your orbs
get rid of them because we're going to do an orb release or something like that.
So maybe maybe they just felt like giving nice rewards. I could be wrong. I have no idea, but
I hope you're right. They have changed a lot in this past year. They have changed a lot in this past year. A lot more generous, a lot more communication. There's a lot more bugs, but a lot more rewards because of it. Maybe they are being nice. I don't know, but I'm gonna open it knowing full well that it could be a trap.
Yeah, I'm going all for it too. Like the rewards are good. Again, if they're trying to trick us, quote unquote, into opening the orbs, like, well, a quality bait works for me.
I'm doing it.
I'll go for it.
And if I suffer later, then whatever. Next thing, we got some dates for some blitzes. It looks like on the 23rd, the Gold Conquest Blitz, 24th, Orange Gear Blitz, 25th, Premium War Blitz, and then we got Civ Part 2. We got the normal Premium and Red Star Blitz on the following Sunday. Then on the 30th, Graviton. Then on the 2nd, Doctor Strange, which is nice because, for some of the longtime players, people aren't going to be pushing as hard. Then we got another Premium Red Star. And then the following Monday, Falcon. A lot of Blitz news. We got a lot announced. I guess Fox Next and their strike time and all the announcements are taking a break also. So they just announced pretty much everything here. What are your thoughts on these and announcing this far in advance with everything?
Yeah, I think it's a good practice. I hope they learn from it, that it's better for us if we know all this ahead of time. So we appreciate it. Again, like you said, they probably just did this because they'll be all in and out of the office around the holiday time. So they just wanted it all already out there so they can't forget to notify people. But yeah, I think it's great. And Graviton is a very good character. He's worth going for. Falcon is an excellent character. Sif is part of either the best or the second best Alliance War defense. So Doctor Strange, if you're a newer player, very hard to farm. So that's a good blitz as well for newer players and even mid-game players. You're absolutely right. And in addition to all that, they're doing these one-day blitzes for gold orbs, for gear orbs, stuff like that. That's all happening during this Orb Avalanche. So that's a good move by them too.
I like it. Smart way to reward the players. I think this is player fun. I don't see a lot of negative with these Orb Avalanche or releasing all this Blitz stuff early. I see it all positive. Any devil's advocate? Any negative stuff there?
No, I got nothing for this.
I was very suspicious, but yeah, it's all good stuff here. I like it.
I mean, the closest I can come up with is there's gonna be some people in the comments who are like, oh, they're just doing all this and being nice to us because they're not gonna make the rest of the Asgardians farmable before Black Bolt, so they just want us to forget about that until they royally screw us.
Maybe, but they're being nice now.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. They're being nice now.
And I did want a note on that. I'm not happy with that. So we don't know what they're going to do with the Asgardians, and we don't know exactly when the Black Bolt event is.
So there's no reason to get upset or excited yet. We just keep going business as usual until there's a reason to get excited or angry.
I agree, but I do want to at least comment on it because a lot of people are asking, how I get asked almost every day, like how much more farmable are they going to make Hela, Sif, Heimdall? When are they going to make them farmable again? When are they getting more blitzes? Mm-hmm. Firstly, I have no idea. These are not the kind of things they tell me. Yeah, I'm just an influencer, guys. But so I don't know. But a lot of people are worried that they're not going to make them more farmable, and I don't think they will. And people are just like, oh, they're just not answering us. When are they going to give us an answer? I think by not answering us, they're giving us an answer. Now, it's possible that they still haven't figured out how available they want to make it. Like, it is certainly possible that they'll come back from like Christmas break and be like, oh yeah, we need to make these guys a little bit more farmable before
Happy New Year. Here's some shards, guys.
Yeah, they could do something like that, but I wouldn't sit around and assume that's going to be the case. I would just prepare for them to not make them farmable because they like their legendaries really rare. And not making Black Bolt super available seems like the kind of thing that they would do.
Yeah.
So I just, people are sitting around very hopeful. I hate to be this guy, but if I were in that position, I wouldn't have much hope. I would be preparing to try to get an offer or two to try to bridge the gap and get Black Bolt. Maybe ask for Google Play or iTunes codes for Christmas or something.
Maybe.
If that's the route you want to go. That's what I don't love that. in the past, every legendary character in the game has been available to at least a very, very, very small percentage of the free-to-play players.
Yeah.
And I'm like probably less than 1% of them, but still at least a handful of free-to-play players have been able to get every previous legendary on the first pass.
Yeah.
This one would be the very first legendary where absolutely no free-to-play players would get them on the first pass, which I don't like.
Possibly, yeah.
So I don't know what they're planning, but I will, if it goes the way I think it will, which is that they're not going to make Heimdall and Sif more available, or sorry, Hela and Sif more available, I will plan on. I'm gonna
cross my fingers and hope hopefully the glass is half full.
I'm gonna nudge him and see if I can get some traction on that. I think at least a small amount of free-to-play players should be able to enjoy the new legendary on first pass.
I agree. I'm hoping that they will do something because they've done things in the past. You know, maybe an extra blitz for some of these characters. Maybe I don't know. Maybe like a orb that we could open to get these things that we could earn with milestones, or I don't know. Maybe they'll come up with something creative that we haven't seen before.
You're right. We're going to talk about those Jutenheim milestones. Let's see what the rewards for those are. Could be that.
Could be. Well, yeah, we will talk about them. Nothing as far as what the rewards are in the data mine, but we will talk about some upcoming events for the Asgardians in the data mine. But let's go back to Black Bolt. Some potential concern because of the availability of the rest of the Asgardians. That team is looking strong. We just got 2 of the characters announced. I guess the final 2 at this point. Karnak, Crystal, rumored on this news update show many months back. What are your thoughts on Karnak, Crystal, the roles in this Asgard Inhuman team, and how strong? Where do you think this Inhuman team will fit? They mentioned in that strike time arena war anything offensive. What are you thinking for this Inhuman team?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. The addition of a second blaster is very interesting because Black Bolt is already so much damage. So adding in a second blaster. And it seemed from the animations, Crystal had at least 1 full AoE.
Yeah.
So
she controls all that weather. She, I saw a fire animation. I saw a ice type animation with Crystal. So. Yep.
And then I think I saw some bouncing water, and it looked like she had like a passive that was doing like an air effect. If you look closely, you could see like some air hitting them. So yeah, she seems to be doing quite a bit, but yeah, between that and then Karnak making someone vulnerable, it looks like they're gonna, really just try to blast people apart, which is very interesting. So they don't seem to have much in the way of sustain or defense or anything like that. It just seems like they're gonna be pretty
awesome in 5-on-5 battles, but once you add multiple waves or multiple opponents, probably not lasting too long. But 5-on-5, oh my goodness, these guys. There's so much to these guys.
Yep, and I'm interested to see. We'll need more details on Karnak, but Karnak kind of caught my attention because he's going to be another excellent option for shutting down characters like Colossus and Juggernaut, and it makes sense because his whole thing has been pinpointing weaknesses on enemies. So yeah, depending on how that works, hopefully he doesn't need too much synergy. If he's just a solo character that can answer those tanks, that's terrific. But the thing is with the game, what I like about the current state of the game is we have certain modes where you want to break people up into as many synergized teams as you can make, and then we have other game modes where it's about making the best hybrids that we can.
Yeah. And I'm thinking Karnak possibly on that team if he's going to be removing taunts from some high resistance tanks like Juggernaut or Colossus, like you mentioned. So possibly having a role on some standalone arena teams. Depending on what his kit looks like, we don't know what his kit looks like. He might just have that one move, but if he's got the rest of the kit to support that, possibly on there. And Yo-Yo
in strike time, the guy who made him said he expects him to shake up the meta, so we shall see.
Yeah, so hopefully the Inhumans are very good. Now we got a little bit of a hidden, I guess with maybe a subconscious type message from the official Marvel Strike Force channel. We got a 10-hour video of a Yule log. What have you heard about this? Have you seen this?
I saw it. So
there's apparently a lot of Easter eggs in there.
There are, but so I haven't really seen the Easter eggs. I've just seen people talking about them. But so they have like some sort of marketing team that tries to figure out like fun, clever ways to do marketing with Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I think one of the last ones that they did for Mr. Sinister was kind of a major failure. So they like across all their social media, they posted random images of that like fan fiction blog.
Oh, that's okay.
And they were
written by Deadpool or something.
Right, and they were hoping that everyone would like hunt them all down, try to put them all together. They wanted like the whole community to come together and put them all together, and then like try to decipher the clues in it. And almost no one gave a crap.
People for like, me, with whatever. That thing, I couldn't even read that thing. The resolution was so low. I was like, I can't read what the heck anything is saying.
Some of
so
it,
I just whatever.
Yeah. Some of it was tough to read. Some of it was tough to read, but you could tell that it wasn't getting the traction that they wanted it to when they started messaging the influencers, and they're like, "Hey, here's exactly where they all are. Now you can gather them up and show people." And even after that, I was like, "But this is like." We're supposed to like draw conclusions from this, and like, yeah, maybe this hints at a new character, but it's just so vague. So it's not. I get what they're going for, but that would have worked better if that was a teaser for like Avengers Endgame, the movie, where you have like millions of people looking into this.
Yeah.
But this game has a finite amount of like hardcore obsessed players, and so yeah, like the 10-hour Yule log. Like again, if it was like Marvel Studios is doing like a 10-hour thing with some Easter eggs in there. Right. If there's, if it was like Marvel Studios is doing that and all Marvel fans can watch and comb through this, like, okay, fine. But there's just not that many Strike Force fans who are so in love with it. Like, I play this game more than anyone, and I'm not sitting through 10 hours of that.
I don't get this. This thing has 4,000 views already. I don't get it. What?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the Easter eggs are. I've seen a few things on Reddit, but even that doesn't really make sense. Different characters popping in here and there.
Right. I heard like Spider-Man swings by outside the window or something. Someone said that at the loading bar at 42%, it gets stuck for a second. Deadpool shows up and checks his watch. But like,
what is this hinting? These guys are all in the game. I still don't get that. I don't get it.
Right. I heard one thing. I have no idea how true it is. I've not seen it. I apologize if this gets people unnecessarily hyped, because again, it's literally just like one person made a comment, and I was like, oh, if that's true, that would be like a marginally acceptable payoff. But someone said they saw something that hinted at Nova, which.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know what it was, and it could just be someone's interpreting it wrong or whatever. If it is, and that was like a clever way of hinting at Nova, cool. But you'd think like
it's a long video for a little hint like that.
Right, like if you were at least gonna do that, then what you do is like you show a bunch of other characters who are in the game, and then like you just like have like Nova in like 2 frames in the background, but like an in-game model or something at least kind of concrete. So I don't know. The only thing that adds a little bit of credence to that is Nova just hasn't even officially joined Marvel Contest of Champions yet. But Nova's being added to MCOC, so timing wise it could make sense. But
possibly
again, maybe. I've not heard any rumors that suggest Nova or anything. That's just been kind of quiet on the rumor front in general lately. But yeah, so
I got a boring theory for this.
All right, hit me.
You remember how back in the day, they used to sell these, back in the early days of VHS, they would sell these videotapes you would pop in of just a fire going.
Right, yeah.
Maybe that's all this is. Like, hey, you don't have a fire, you could watch this on your TV for 10 hours and pretend
that's how I interpreted it. Like you said it's a boring theory, but so the thing I see a little leery about
razor.
That is, right. Well, so they clearly did put a couple of Easter eggs in there. Whether they put a worthwhile Easter egg in there, who knows?
That's a good point. Maybe it was just that those were the Easter eggs. Oh, you can see a character here and there while watching this awesome fireplace.
Right, exactly. That was my thoughts. Is everyone was making a big deal out of this, like, oh my God, are you watching it? It's counting down. Are you ready? Are you gonna stream when it's about to end? All this, and I'm like, it was the holidays. They were just like, here, we'll light a fire, sit by the fire. It's just like a virtual way of being like, come sit by our fireplace. Like, it meant almost nothing to me. So you know what? If I missed like, oh, there was a scoop in there, Nova was actually confirmed in that 10-hour video, well, then I missed it because, yeah, I just was like, I think they're just being cheeky for the holidays.
That's cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. If someone combs through all 10 hours of that and you find something good,
leave it in comments, guys, because I'm not watching.
Send it
10
to me or
hours
Valley.
of that.
We will get you your due internet.
Actually,
glory.
no, send it to Casino because Casino's gonna be in town. I'm gonna be out of town, so send it to Casino. Reach out to him on Discord, all that good stuff. All right, last thing before we go, and only new data mine that I have seen this week is about the battle for Jutenheim, and this is we briefly mentioned this before. It is these milestones that using your Asgardians, using it in battle, kind of like the Marauders milestone. Any thoughts on this?
As per usual, whenever we see a new milestone announcement, it all depends on the rewards. Like this Orb Avalanche, this is the perfect example, right? Last week we talked about the Orb Avalanche and both of us were like, milestone rewards usually suck. Who really cares? Whatever.
Cool.
Now we're seeing the rewards and we're like, this is great. Yeah, now we're talking 5 red star Namor guaranteed, all these mini orange uniques, Elite 4, Captain Marvel shards. Like it all depends on the numbers, what's the math behind it, what's the reward. So it's on the one hand, like it's cool that they tell us stuff like, oh, make sure you can use your Asgardians for this stuff.
They tell us, right? I don't think I'm going to use videos. I was making quotation marks with my fingers.
Right.
That's their communication system with this.
It sort of is. They definitely have been intentionally. So here's the thing. Like it's kind of they needed a form of communication that was officially unofficial.
Yeah.
Right. And at one point, for people that remember,
go through the back channels. Get this message out to the community through the back channels. Let's go. Put it in the data mine. Let's see how they react.
Yeah. It's a way of saying we're gonna make this announcement, but not officially. If it comes from a data mine, we reserve the right to completely forget about it, change our mind, do whatever we want. So it's a nice way of them telling us what they have planned. And it's not every data mine comes from them. We all the time find things they accidentally left in the data mine, but when they realized how much attention people were paying to the data mine, I think they started being like, all right, let's put this in there for people to find.
Cool. Well, we will see, guys. Leave your predictions what this Jutenheim rewards are. Will it be similar to these mutant milestones that just ended, or will it be something really, really cool that we haven't seen before? Maybe some character shards for the Asgardians.
And I'll throw in one more thing. It has it's totally irrelevant. It has to do with another Marvel game, but I just wanna start saying this now. So there's another character going to Marvel Contest of Champions that is an unholy abomination that I hope we never, ever, ever get in Marvel Strike Force.
I hope we get him as well, if you're talking about who I think you're talking about by that secretive clue that you just gave.
Her name is Squirrel Girl.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Abomination himself. I was like, no, that's a whole character. Of course I would want Abomination.
No, I'd be cool with the actual Abomination.
Oh, well, yeah, I Squirrel Girl. There's so many other characters. I would be cool with Squirrel Girl if she's after many other characters that I want.
See, I will never be cool with Squirrel Girl.
Ever. Okay. I've always said I like new characters. There's some I prefer more than others.
I like new characters with the one exception being Squirrel Girl. If they bring Squirrel Girl to this game, I'm automatically rating her trash tier no matter what her kit is. Trash tier character. And I hope we never, ever, ever get her. There's a single instance where I would be okay with Squirrel Girl coming to the game, and that's if Howard the Duck also came to the game. Then I would consider it a wash.
The duo,
we're getting
the magic duo.
Right. If we got the greatest character in Marvel, I'd be okay with the most terrible character in Marvel.
So if Howard the Duck got added, Squirrel got added, she is automatically trash tier. Is he automatically god tier?
Yeah, one above all. Absolutely.
Nice. That's what I would fully expect.
But so I only bring this up because I reached out to a few people at Fox Next when MCOC announced they were getting Squirrel Girl, and I explicitly told them, don't get any ideas. And
no comment.
All of their responses made me uncomfortable. This is not in any way confirmation that we're getting Squirrel Girl, and I hope we don't. But I'm just going on record as being concerned about that. And so help me, if Squirrel Girl does come to this game, I will raise hell.
I would love to see what you would do when that happens.
I will destroy that character.
Nice. I look forward to it. I think the community does as well. But Casino, you are in town for the holidays. I am not. Tell everybody where they could find you.
So anyone's welcome to join my Discord server, discord.gg/casino. But I believe it's going to be starting tomorrow. I'm going to be doing 12 days of YouTube, a new YouTube video upload every single day. Got some really good stuff planned, including the one I'm kicking everything off with, is going to be real good. It is tomorrow is my 2-year official 2 years playing Marvel Strike Force.
Oh, congratulations.
So, gonna do a roster tour and show everyone exactly what what I've reached in 2 years.
But what's 2 years of your life gets you?
Well, but more interestingly than that, I requested from support to find out how much I've spent on the game.
Uh-oh.
And I got the number back. It's a lot more than I thought. And I thought
you had a pretty high estimate. Okay. I'm going to have to check out this video.
It's higher. I feel terrible.
You sound, there's a lot of regret I'm hearing in your voice.
Yes. I actually, when support had told me how much, I was like, and how do I cash out? A lot.
All right, guys. I feel an uncomfortable video coming on his channel, so it might already be out by the time this video is out. So make sure you check out both channels. Sometimes there's a little delay with me in editing, and yes, check him out, guys. The links are down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash on that like button, join the notification squad, share this with your friends. Normally, when I'm back from the holidays, at least 4 videos a week on this channel, at least 2 videos a week on my other channel. So subscribe to both other games I cover on that channel. So check them out. There's ways to support the channel as well. And I hope you guys have a great holidays. Happy holidays, Khasino.
Happy holidays to you as well, Valley, and congrats on keeping our streak alive, even when you're out of town for Christmas break.
We got one more to do. And we will figure it out sometime. And it may be a short one, guys, but yes, we will keep the streak going just for you guys. And I will see you guys
if I have to host it solo and sing Jingle Bells for everyone, I will.
Oh, I like it. Maybe, guys. Thank you once again. I will see you guys next time. Happy holidays. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, and Khasino out.